All right, I'm here with a Berka's Day update up amongst the treetops. Got my hood on as it is chilly here today. If the sun came out, it would probably be warm, but again, I'm up a little high and the wind is cold. Many people last night, maybe some of you will have seen the aurora. I was not able to see that here. It was cloudy. It clouded over as the sun was setting, but a very widespread aurora borealis. It reached very far south. And yeah, there's a lot of that solar energy. Even if you did not see it, you may have felt it. I felt it just waking up this morning and going through morning routines, and just wow, a lot of energy sitting there. So if you've noticed that, and especially if you didn't see the aurora, I think there can be a little disconnect there of like, oh, where did that come from? Well, that's probably where it came from. If you're feeling that today. Sun wants to break through here, but I'm not sure if it's gonna make it. And so Berka's Day, again, off the Berkano rune, the birch goddess. And today I'm one of the things coming in is to explain a little bit more about that, about what I'm doing with that instead of Saturday or Saturn's Day. That is not a like rejection of the Saturn energy, right? The Saturn energy is an energy that exists and has its place, and there's nothing wrong with that. But for whatever reason, on this day of the week, for me, what wants to come in is the Berkano, the birch goddess energy. And that is an energy of regrowth and renewal, especially out of what might seem dead, right? And I'm going to try to include images of an example of that. This last winter, when I was walking in the woods, I came across some trees that had, the limbs had fallen and were basically looked dead, but there was enough connection in the root system, apparently, that out of these quite hefty limbs, all kinds of new sprouts were sprouting up. And some trees can do this. It's said that the birch tree can do this. And so that's partly where we get this sort of image and this energy of regrowth with the birch goddess. And that's what's been coming through here, sort of as a flip side to the Saturn energy. The Saturn energy tends to be things closing down, kind of intense boundaries, or an intense sense of the form of things that cannot be broken. There are bounds to everything. You can only jump so high. What goes up must come down. These types of things, right? These necessary realizations about living in a third to fourth dimensional space and body, right? And that's all fine and well, and actually is needed. And a lot of times when we're talking about karma coming in, it's through the Saturn energy, right? Because there's certain things that, well, you can't do that and not have this result, like most vibrantly over the past several years, it's been realizations of, okay, you can't treat people awfully and then not have that come back to you. They're not going to want you in their lives anymore, and that's what's going to happen. There's no way around that. You can only gaslight people just so long. Eventually people wake up. Healthy people don't just wake up, they make changes and they leave those situations. Well, the Berkano rune and the energy that is coming out for this day of the week is an energy of recognizing the flip side of that. When things seem to have been broken down, when things seem to have died because of that necessary form or necessary limitation coming in to say, no, you can't cross this line, then even if you're in a healing mode, okay, and you've made those choices and you've made those bounds in your own life and it's been a good thing for you, it can still feel like something has died. It can still feel like you've lost something. And so what this energy is saying is look for new life sprouting out of that space, right? Because the mystery is that life is so vibrant, it bounces back and it comes back, even when we think it can't. We're finding this, scientists are finding this all over the world. Places like, around volcanoes and volcanic vents, especially in the ocean, where we thought, oh, nothing can live there. In fact, there are vibrant communities of life, deep under the ocean where the light can't touch, and they live in a different way. They get energy in different ways. This is the mystery of life, that it as the old Jurassic Park line says, life finds a way. It keeps going. If it can, it will, and it does. And that's really hopeful. And that's what's coming out for today, is that sense of just a lot of hopefulness in this way. That things that may have seemed dead, may have seemed like they're passing away, will spring back in some way. And again, to look for those offshoots. A second way this is coming in, and this is a more sort of, this is for anyone who already resonates with the idea of being a quote-unquote starseed, right? And it's the sense that in the same way that what we call natural life, right, here on this stuff, right, and me and you, right, we have a sort of necessary form in our lives, right, that our being is tied to. And when that form passes away, our being kind of passes out of it, or at least the particular expression of our being and the intensity of that expression passes out. The energy is still there, and the energy that we've left in others is still there. The energy that we've left in the world, the physical things that we've left in the world, that we've made, that we've helped make, social structures that we've been a part of, all these things remain. And that is not you, that is you. But there's something else with this idea of the starseed, right? Got the train noise coming on. And that is this recognition of an ancient ancestry. And what's really been coming out today is the necessity to really make some attempt to maybe not correct, but to advise a little bit more on this concept. Because what tends to come out sometimes is a bit of an arrogance. You know, and I've experienced this myself. I'm this starseed. I'm from here. I'm from there. You know, I'm from Lyra. I'm from Sirius. I'm from the Pleiades, whatever. And there's the recognition of those things can be very helpful to you. But what I want to bring out here is that while it can make each of us feel special in a way, and we ought to, it's also not unusual. Every human being on this planet has that in them, okay? We are all starseeds. We all are. What is happening is you're recognizing that in yourself, and you're recognizing particularities of that and what that means for you. And the purpose of that is to supply you with more energy, more resources of who you can be in this moment, of supplying what you need in order to get through challenges, to become the person that you've always intended to be in this life. That's what the idea of being a starseed is for. Okay? It is, if you're looking at anyone, you're looking at a starseed. You are. And more we're going to be able to start recognizing that, not just in ourselves but in others. So much of the energy coming in from the sun is not just solar energy, because as distant as it is from all the other stars, even the closest other star, our sun has immense gravitational connections with everything else. And there's that matters. That matters. So a lot of that energy that's coming in, while yes, it's said by science that the sun sort of shields our solar system from energies outside the solar system, my knowing is that it also lets some in and kind of collects it up. And when the solar energies, it's getting brighter here, when the solar energies are on us, and more intense, more of that comes through and can come through. And there's certain moments during the year where that's also the case. This is why we have things like Stonehenge and the alignment of the Great Pyramid and other pyramids in Egypt, and all kinds of other pyramids and structures around the world. It's because people from a long time ago knew this and knew that aligning with that allows you to work with that energy. So that's what's coming through right now, is that there is a lot of that type of energy coming through. So maybe you already think of yourself as a starseed, and you maybe know what particular star-seededness you resonate with, and that's great. Understand you may be more than one. I mean, you certainly are more than one. There's certainly more than one ancient civilization, ancient star and its biosphere or biospheres that were around it, that all built up souls that are all part of the evolution of souls that we are continuing here on Earth. And you're just a part of that. Not just a part of that, but you are a part of that in multiple ways from multiple sources. And it's not important to define yourself this way. It's more about finding what's there for you so that you can draw on that and draw on the energy of that, draw on the resources from that, the knowings from that, in some cases literal memories from that, from prior lifetimes and such. So so this is what's coming through right now. And again, the picture, which I'll try and put before and after this message, the picture then is of a trunk that seems dead, and yet new life is sprouting from it. And that's what's going on right now. And that's why Berkano, the birch goddess, and that's why Berka's day. Not in opposition with Saturn, but working with Saturn. A different emphasis, a bit of a turning. And as we go into the solar day, Sunday, that's a different picture. That's a different energy. We are then ready to receive the sunlight in a new way, with new growth. And instead of every end of the week sort of petering out, there is a sense of a renewal, a rejuvenation, of growth, looking back on the week that has just gone by with some satisfaction, with light on the things that could have been different, right? And then moving forward in that energy. So that's it for today. If you are on a journey of rediscovery, on a journey of, again, increased consciousness, awakening, shifting, however you speak of it, it is spoken of in many different ways. These are all facets and aspects of basically the same thing. If you're in need of some support along that journey, believe me, I get it. And that's one of the things that I'm here for. So please do reach out on Instagram. I am wandering_scholar-writer. You can also send me email at thinkingstump.northnews@gmail.com. That stuff is in the description of the video. Really appreciate anyone who, if you're watching these videos, please like them at least. Do subscribe to the channel. Leave comments of anything particular that is maybe resonating with you, or is that you're seeing too. I'm very well. The whole point of this is to be more and more open and less definitive. I'm not here as an expert closing things down, but as someone who has knowings, trying to open things up. So there are other knowings, and you may have different knowings, and so those are welcome. We need to be respectful with those knowings, but those are welcome. So leave those comments, and do share with others who maybe going through similar things and coming to similar realizations, and that this might help them too. All right, sending you much love and peace and all the light you can stand, hoping for sun where you are and where I am, to break through the clouds today, and sending that right now.